Welcome back to this week's episode of Embrace Your Uniqueness, and we have to face the facts. Metaverse is coming, and we need to know if we can trust it.
We have to become brave enough to challenge ourselves. We have to become bold when sharing our special story. We all have something special inside. Are we willing and able to make the stand and say, yes, this is the life that's worth fighting for?
I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's episode and all your support for this channel. Embrace Your Uniqueness is all about you, your self-love, self-understanding, your self-acceptance, and building that growth-minded mindset that is going to help you along the way as we chase our big dreams and goals. And one thing that we need to face that's coming towards us, or basically in the process of being built around us, is Metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg is the face, Facebook is the face of this company, of this transformation, taking Facebook into Metaverse. But basically, it's a lot of big tech companies are buying into this virtual reality platform. And it is going to cause a huge shift in society. I mean, we have to face it. It is going to be a part of our daily life in the near future. There's going to be a platform that will have both good and bad. And I don't want to take this time to just harp on only the bad. And I want to leave this opportunity. Leave your comments below. Leave your thoughts. Leave your opinions, because I really am interested on how people are feeling about Metaverse. I mean, can we even trust Mark Zuckerberg? He just sat in front of United States lawmakers and basically just said he acknowledged all the problems with Facebook and Instagram with disinformation and allowing violent, behaviors and rhetoric, and just like the attack on ourselves individually in a society with, how devastatingly aggressive Instagram is on the human psyche, and it affects our youth, it affects anyone who's involved in it, really. I mean, it's just something that he knew the information. They had the data that showed that there was some very severe negative effects for what they were doing, but they chose profits over people. And that is my biggest issue with all this, is we know that Mark Zuckerberg is a very flawed business owner, and he is a very greedy man who does not care about the well-being of the human population and just sees this as a money grab opportunity. And that's what Metaverse will do, is consume us. I mean, Facebook and Instagram and all of these big tech social media platforms, their number one goal is data gathering. And their number one goal is to keep you on as long as possible. It's because the longer you're involved in their app or have their operation open in front of you, the more you give to them, the more you're willing to give up your information of your likes and dislikes. And it caters a world and an opportunity of promotions and advertisements and just general provoking of thought to keep you in line and engaged into what you're doing. So we need to think about some positives of Metaverse. I mean, yes, another step in evolution of big tech companies and how we can communicate with people from all over the world. And, it might have some positive influences onto, say, the environment. I mean, if you think about Metaverse as a way of generating these experiences and purchases in a virtual world, whether it's cars, trips, and jewelry, I don't even know what it's going to be, music events, concert events, anything really, anything that's entertainment value in the real world, you can attain in Metaverse, and that will help to relieve a lot of our wasteful behaviors of creating material goods and experiences here on Earth. And it might be a really nice green step for the Earth if you can create some fun entertainment or value of some sort, or purchasing things in the virtual world that, it will affect what we buy, material things in this world, shipping, all that stuff. It's just one domino effect of positives toward the environment. But the one thing that I'm concerned about with that is, now we're starting to find a place in virtual reality where we have more control over our experiences, and we're going to just obviously cater to all the things we like and do the things that we want, and it's just going to create this false sense of reality. And I mean, how can we not be afraid of the idea that we're going to want to spend more time in our virtual paradise than we are in reality? And are we going to lose our ability to strengthen our neighborhoods, our communities, and our society, and just our interaction as human basis and our human environment basis? And just what is our role on planet Earth if we're all just going to put on a headset and just sit there in some virtual reality living out some fantasy dreams? Yeah, and think about how dangerous it is to give up that much will to big tech companies and to corporations, and to allow the data to to put you in a virtual world and to sell you things online. And how can you even trust that who you're talking to is who you're talking to? And what if, you enter a chat room and you think that you're with your friends, but someone has been compromised by, like a cyber hack, and the next thing you know, they have access to your personal information. And we just don't understand how vulnerable we will be in a platform like Metaverse. So like basically my idea is, who and what and how are we going to formulate some boundaries and some guidelines, and are we going to be able to step out of that metaverse? Because like I keep on going back to this idea that if I can go into a virtual world where I look the way I want to look, and I live the places I want to live, and I buy the things I think I want to buy, and I travel, and I go through adventure space games or adventure online games. You can travel back in time, you can learn things here, there, you can do anything, and you can just create this like endless possibility world. Why would you take that headset off? And why would you go back to your normal life where you're just yourself living in your world into your, and things are stressful, and I just see this as such a red flag. And I feel like we're diving into the waters without thinking it all the way through. And what they're seeing is money, dollar signs. You can hear it already. Like I see it all the time. Like, are you setting yourself up to be able to make money and sell your goods and your ideas in Metaverse? And like, are you ready to capitalize on all the millions and millions of dollars that's out there to be made in Metaverse? And like, it's just like selling you on this new uncharted land. Like it's, we probably, some of us have thought about like what it would be like to discover a new country or a new like a new plot of land that's not been touched. And, what would it be like to like stake your claim and build your fortune? I mean, like we're living that in this virtual like crap show of a world. I mean, we have to think about what could go wrong. And I would not put it up to any like worldly government figures or any kind of like, system in place, because there's no systems in place for things that are not even explored or created yet. And so we have to be a little bit wiser. And I don't have trust in, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the billionaires of the world, that they have our best interest in place. And I think that this still is relevant to this channel of embracing your uniqueness, because personal development and your ability to maintain a healthy body, a healthy mind, a healthy spirit, and create your life of your dreams and really dive into your greatness and explore that talent that's inside is going to get lost. And it's under the pressures of giving your will and giving your time and energy to just living in a virtual world that's safer and just more, uplifting, and it's just a feel-good place. And I just really am concerned about that. I'm not sure how anyone feels. So please, like I said, like I'm opening up this platform. I'm just wondering, like, can we trust Metaverse? Can we trust Mark Zuckerberg? And why would we trust someone who's been, it's been out for years now, just a mounting amount of evidence against him that has shown the negative effects of Instagram and Facebook and all of his lack of leadership when it came to shutting down misinformation and rhetoric that was brewing and steaming on his platforms. It's not been a platform that has any reality to it. It's just been a free-for-all of ads, data gathering, money, 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 and the people that are using it are the victims. And I don't believe that at the core of it anymore is about sharing your photos and, connecting with people. And it's not this social building platform anymore. This is about what can they get from you? What can they steal from you? And how long can they just absorb all your willingness of energy in the platform and take as much as they can and then figure out what went wrong and then just sit in front of a bunch of people and apologize and say, we couldn't imagine it being like this. So it's not the end of the world coming. I don't want it to feel like that, but this is a major, major, major event in our human existence here on Earth, is how we deal with virtual reality and creating these worlds through technology where, we're going to be able to, let our demons run wild in a way, let our just bust out the rails and just blow out the doors of natural life confines and just have a ball doing it, I guess. And so I'm concerned about it, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are about it too. If you'd please leave a comment, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to go more into Metaverse too as I go into further, like just my feelings about being able to trust these billionaires, being able to figure out some way to have a balance with virtual reality. I'm concerned about it. I don't know if you are too. I don't know if you've even thought about it, but I will tell you this, it's closer than we realize that this is happening. This is coming. My question is, are we prepared?